Some people will make decisions and sell all the Bitcoin and do really well for their families, and that's okay. They won't want spend the time and go to the next step. This is going to be a massively chaotic transition, because it has to be a massively chaotic transition to move from a system that we've lived in for 3,000 to 5,000 years that's always been exploitative to a cooperative one. Most of our minds can't grapple what that means.
In a bold new interview, Booth reveals how the elites are using market chaos to mask the collapse of their money printing empire. While Wall Street scrambles, Bitcoin is quietly staging a hostile takeover of the global financial system. The message: you can print dollars, but you can't print Bitcoin, and the old system is running out of time. Let's dive into Booth's interview. This one changes everything.
Also, if you enjoy listening to crypto-related content, please show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel by following the link in my bio, and get access to my free daily crypto updates and expert predictions direct to your inbox. Each newsletter contains on-chain data, forecasts and expert predictions. All of this is available free of charge. It only takes a moment to sign up, and you can always change your mind later.
Now back over to Jeff Booth.
What do you mean by we are Bitcoin?
That's a pretty deep topic, and for Bitcoiners who've spent a lot of time here, they'll know what I mean. But when you actively participate, run a node, spend in Bitcoin, you are the social layer that actually keeps that decentralized and secure. So when I watch the world centralizing and measuring Bitcoin and fiat and all of these things and all of these risks that they think about about Bitcoin, when the risk is really about them. What are they going to do? Because nobody can force you, because Bitcoin is decentralized and secure in the way that nodes are set up. You can actively participate in the honest system and expand the honest system with what you do, with what you choose to do. So I like to say that Bitcoin, understanding Bitcoin, or once you understand Bitcoin, if you choose the other system, it doesn't say anything about Bitcoin. It says something about you. And once you make that choice, and once you commit to that choice, like you're doing, like there's, you know all of the people. I could name them for, it would take me all this podcast to name all the people that are, whether Michael Saylor calls them cyber hornets, all of the fights and or a bunch of the fights about Bitcoin are in order to keep its essence, that we are it. This is the first time in human history that we've had a chance to have something decentralized and secure, and in other words, not live in an exploitive system, live in a competitive one, but cooperative for all of humanity. And it's such a big deal, and I understand when I'm saying this, the vast majority of the world doesn't understand what I'm saying and will push back because they're of fear and their existing cognitive dissonance of what this is, what this state change looks like. But once you do understand it, you can be an active participant. That active participant in the network is the same thing that through the nodes, through the economic nodes, through the looking for attack vectors and being in front of those attack vectors way before they even happen, and building kind of freedom tech. All of those people, what you're doing, teaching other people, starting their journey down, all of those people become the network. And when I say we are Bitcoin, we are that social layer of Bitcoin is the thing that keeps it decentralized and secure. What is different here is because of the, you know this, many of your viewers do, some of your viewers might not, because of the way the mining is set up for rewards, and then how you can run a node and audit that system and hold them accountable for the open source software that you download, and you can check everything, and you can hold them accountable and audit that time chain every 10 minutes. And then you can spend in it, and you can increase the kind of economic nodes that are driving it in this. All of those things make you an active participant, or not. If you buy Bitcoin on an exchange, and I'm not throwing sand or darkness or shade at somebody else that is doing that, because that might be their first step into the journey. But if you're buying it on an exchange and you're measuring it in US dollars, you're measuring Bitcoin from the system that's centralizing. So you're giving your power to the centralization, because, and you know, I've talked about this lots before, but if the natural state of the free market is deflation, then all prices should fall forever. Anything that's stuck, anything that creates extra margin, anything that feels like isn't abundant, will create a swarm of entrepreneurs attacking it with different ideas because of the margin opportunity. So there can't be any monopoly in a free market. Can't look like all of the view of people's world today is a reflection of the system we live in. And what a lot of people are scared of in Bitcoin is it just repeats that system. But it can't, as long as it stays decentralized and secure. When I say we are Bitcoin, once you understand that, you're never going, once you really understand that, I don't know very many people who've really understood this and then made a choice to go back to the dishonest system. And because that's what it would have to do. That's what I would have to do. I am not going back, no matter what. This is, and I know many people that aren't. And so on one side, people would say, well, what if Bitcoin goes to zero? Okay, then it goes to zero. But the only way it could go to zero is if everyone chose to go back. Let's talk about some real potential risks to Bitcoin. And I would say that there's two major risks to Bitcoin that both of what I'm saying here solve. One would be quantum. At some point, you could say quantum is never going to happen, and that might be true, but I would say that that's more of an edge case now. That at some point, whether through what Microsoft's doing with hardware to be able to make and then software, we will likely get to quantum. Might be 10 years, might be 5 years, might be 20 years, might be never. But I think in something that's this profound, we should take the case that we will get there someday, and we should do the work to be able to make the protocol quantum resistant. How do you make the protocol quantum resistant? A whole bunch of people do the work to make sure the best solution is done, and that solution is fought with all of these people going through this consensus mechanism, and then you roll out a change. And who rolls out the change? The people that vote for the change that's in best interests of Bitcoin, the social layer. And we're doing at Ego Death, we're doing a lot of work on this right now, looking at all of the various different proposals. So you see, okay, there's a risk way out here, right? What should we actively participate in making sure that risk doesn't materialize? You can imagine there's a whole bunch of other people, not just Ego Death, a whole bunch of individuals, same as us, because of the social layer, that are doing the very same thing. What's another risk? Another risk is us. The risk is most people are measuring Bitcoin in the fiat instrument. And if they're measuring Bitcoin in the fiat instrument, they're actually contributing to the centralization. And they don't realize it, and they will get rich because Bitcoin will go up a lot in the fiat instrument. And they will probably trade their Bitcoin for the fiat instrument, and they will likely not run nodes. They will likely not be part of this. And at some point, that fiat system, which is an inflationary system, has to attack the honest one. Bitcoin isn't going up. Prices are falling against it. That is the free market. And Bitcoin is measuring the first global free market that's ever existed. So all of the others, why you see Trump today, and many people are giving that strength more strength, right? Elon Trump better than Biden and the globalists. And while that might be true kind of on the surface of it, because you want to rip out all of the deep state and everything else, that whole infrastructure apparatus came as a result of a control system printing money. How could it change from that system? It just has to consolidate power to somebody else. Because when Elon rips out a whole bunch of the money, the GDP that is all waste today, you'll tip the world into an economic spiral, a deflationary spiral, because all of those people have jobs and all of those people pay for other businesses, all their private businesses that also carry jobs. And as you do that, you'll see the natural state that was there all along, and you'll tip to a deflationary spiral. And the US will have to print so much money. Why? And what you're seeing right now is you're seeing why they want Bitcoin is because they want to print into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin will go up a lot in that. But that system is an inflationary system. And that system, why they also need their security borders, and they need to potentially let go of Europe or Japan, and they have to control other countries. In Canada, us, or Greenland, or Panama. They have to have it has to be a control system. That control system has to centralize more and more. It has to, instead of in the world we've lived in the last 20 years, where you've had a control system, but it's felt like it's felt like a nice control system because of where you live, right? Now you're just seeing it for what it is. We are going to impose our military might, or you're going to do this, or you're not going to trade with us. That trade, because all humans do, we trade with each other to achieve more value. That's what the global free market looks like. So if you're going to distort that and stop that from happening through your financial instrument, there's going to be consequences. And those consequences are going to continually accrete, and there is no solve from that system. That inflationary system must be a control system. So that inflationary system has to sometime attack Bitcoin. How I would do it? So I would do exactly what's happening right now. I'd convince a whole bunch of people that I'm on side. I love this technology. It's the best thing ever. You can trust Uncle Sam with it. You can trust us. We're going to do the right thing. You can trust Coinbase with your coins. You could do all of this. And then as more and more people did this, and more of the economic nodes, the transmission of this was on top of this, I sure wouldn't make the attack anytime soon.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to access my free daily crypto updates and expert predictions direct to your inbox.